What if you could cut your handicap in half in the next 90 days without endless hours on the range or buying the newest equipment? The reality is, you can't. And in this video, I'm gonna be showing you guys the 3 core pillars that it takes to cut your handicap in half and play the best golf of your life forever. My name's Leo Herrera, also known as the Connected Golfer, and I've been golfing my entire life. I picked up a club when I was 3 years old, started competing when I was 7. I was a top 20 junior golfer in the country, played Division I golf, won a USGA event making a clutch putt on the 18th hole, played professional golf. Now I'm coaching golfers all over the world to truly understand how to systematically approach their game to improve not only their game, but their life. Because the game of golf is an amazing vehicle that can unlock a whole new human being in you when done right. So if you're serious about getting your game to the next level, just click the link below, book a call with me, and we'll talk about it. Take it from someone that's got experience. I've been playing a lot of competitive golf, and I know what it takes to truly get to that next level. Sometimes we think we know what we're doing, but we're going backwards. We don't want to be going backwards. We're going upwards and forwards. Come on. So what does it really take to cut your handicap in half in just 3 months, 12 weeks, 90 days? Well, you're gonna have to be very intentional with your behavior. So let's start with the first one. The first core pillar that it takes to cut your handicap in half is to properly train your swing from home. A lot of us say, I'm just too busy to get better at golf. I don't got enough time to drive over to the driving range and hit balls for an hour or 2. I just don't got it, Leo. What do I do? Well, there's a way you could train your body effectively from your home or from your office in a way that actually gives you better results. Because here's the deal. When you get a golf ball and you have a target and you're hitting towards it, your body and mind is always going to go back to what's comfortable. It's very hard to make a swing change when you actually have to achieve an outcome. But when you're repeating a movement, you're just focused on the movement. You're focused on your body. So I see a lot of people trying to make a swing change and actually hitting balls while they're making the swing change, but they're doing nothing outside of the course to actually train their body to move properly. It's all about movement patterns. Your body and brain are connected. They have a relationship with each other. Sometimes the relationship isn't too good because our brain is telling our body what to do, but our body won't do it. It'll always go back to what's comfortable. And we find ourselves in this constant loop, hitting more balls, and not getting the results we want. It's because you're not properly syncing your sequence. You're not building the right motor patterns effectively. The way that I do that is pretty simple. And all I use is this tiny club. It's got a perfect grip on it and some weight on the head. But the reality is, it's a club I can control and I can't hit a ball with. So it takes the outcome out of it. And it really gets me to focus on the process of my body. So I have a very systematic approach on how I train my body from home. I believe intensity is the way to go. I don't like standing there and doing exercises for an hour or 2. I think 9 minutes is all you need. I know you can get really effective results in just minutes. And here's the truth. When you take your body through a period of high intensity, it is more likely to remember what it was doing during that intensity than if you were to do it in a very less intense way and casual way. Like hitting balls one after the other. It might feel intense after an hour, but if you really dialed in just 10 minutes and just focused on high intensity movements and really got the heart rate up, you'll get way better results. So that's the approach that I take to training my swing. I could do it from home, I could do it in the park, I could do it in the office, I could do it on the course as well, but I don't need to hit a golf ball. And I can get way better faster because I'm not building bad habits. I'm actually training my body to move effectively. And the best way that I think about it is, if I were a yoga teacher and I would tell you, hey, touch your toes. Maybe the first time you try to touch your toes, you get to your chins, but you're not all the way down to your toes. Eventually, just by the intention of touching your toes, you'll get there. Same thing with these types of exercises that you can do. You don't have to do them perfectly right away to get the results. Just the art of doing it with the intention of accomplishing what you need to do, which is, in this case, touch your toes. You're gonna get there. Your body's gonna naturally tap into its intelligence, and that's what we want. Honestly, it's not just about swinging this thing around and feeling the club head. You really gotta narrow it down and compartmentalize your golf swing in a way that really helps you understand how to do each piece. So there's exercises for the backswing. There's exercises for the downswing. There's exercises for the release. There's all sorts of things that you could be doing to start training each part of the swing. So that's the main thing. You gotta train your swing properly. I go through a 9-minute routine 3 times a week, and in 90 days, I mean, my body is moving completely differently. Any swing flaw that I feel like I had, it's gone, because I've trained it out of my system. And it takes discipline. You might be, man, it's just 9 minutes, but it's intense 9 minutes that you could go through on a circuit that could really take your body to the next level as far as movement. Because let's be honest, the golf swing is the most unorthodox movement in the human body. It's way easier to just squat, push, pull, but when you're telling your body to make a golf swing, it's a completely different thing it's not really used to. And if it is, sometimes it's not used to the right things, and it can actually lead to a lot of injury. So I've noticed that doing exercises from home where you're not hitting a golf ball and you're taking yourself through some sort of intensity gives you the best results over time. Because you gotta have an effective golf swing to lower your scores. Now let's get into the second part. The second component is pretty simple. You gotta have a process to execute the shot effortlessly. Now, that is all under your control. You don't actually need to acquire different skills to be in a flow state to hit a shot. You will give yourself the best chance of success to hit the shot effectively when you're in the flow state. So how do you put yourself in the flow state? When you look at the best players in the world, they all have a process. They follow a systematic thought process that gets them into a state of calm, peace, and focus for every shot they hit. And they follow the same thing every time. It's called a pre-shot routine. And they also have a post-shot routine. They also have a during shot routine. And all combined together creates a shot process for effortless execution. The goal is to feel that sense of peace and calm and flow through the swing. But the thoughts of where your club needs to be and how you need to position it to hit the ball you want to hit is not going to give you that flow. And that's the problem with a lot of us golfers out there. We're overemphasizing the mechanics of the swing while we're over the ball, and it limits us from accessing the flow state, which is the state we need to be in to play our best golf. So if we don't prioritize that, we're going in a downhill direction. We don't want that. We got to stay connected to the process. So I have a very deliberate process that takes me through a golf shot in a way where I'm focused, I'm calm, I'm intentional with what I'm doing, and I can actually trust and believe in the way that I'm executing the shot. And at the end, I'm actually able to properly reflect from the shot so I can learn from the game. Because the game of golf is your best master. For me as a coach, I tell my clients all the time, I'm just your guide, but the game of golf is your true master. It's your true leader. It's gonna teach you what you need to learn. It's your mirror. If we don't give ourselves the time and we don't ask ourselves the right questions to actually reflect and learn from the game, we're leaving stuff on the table and we're not gonna be able to properly improve. Not only that, but when you play process golf, you're gonna enjoy the experience a lot more. And by enjoying the experience, you're gonna lower your scores. That's just how it works. A lot of us try to lower our scores first to enjoy our experience of the game, but that's the opposite approach of what I've seen to be successful. I approach the game with a thoughtful process that gets me into the flow every time I'm hitting, because it gives me the best chance for success every time I play. So having a process is extremely important. And the third component is shifting your identity. This is something I do not hear enough in the golf coaching world. I hear so much about the golf swing, even about the mental game and being in the flow, but actually shifting your identity on who you are or who you are perceiving yourself as in the course is massive. I mean, that in and of itself could cut your handicap in half, but applying these 3 components into one will be great. Shifting your identity requires you to embody a whole new state of being that is connected to your highest self every time you show up in life and on the course. And this is a life game. This isn't just when you're on the golf course doing it. You're living the life of your highest self that is now committed to being the best golfer you could be. I created the Connected Golfer as that identity. The connected golfer is the best golfer in the universe. When you embody that identity, there's no limitation. Notice how I didn't say world. Notice how I didn't say is one of the best. It's just knowing you are the one and acting as the one, being the one. That's powerful. That in and of itself will get you out to the course with a whole new frame of mind. And when you encounter the adversity that is inevitable on the course, ask yourself, what would the best golfer in the universe do right now? That simple identity shift starts getting you to start thinking thoughts that you weren't thinking before. A lot of us face adversity and we're like, why did this happen to me? What do I do now, man? I'm screwed. Instead of, what can I learn from this experience? Or what would the best golfer in the universe do? These are simple little empowering questions that you could be throwing in there that completely shifts your identity out there. And regardless of what happens, you stay connected because you're locked in on the identity you've embodied and you know you deserve what you're receiving. A lot of us make a couple birdies, we get a little tight. We're like, man, I don't know if I deserve this right now. But the reality is, if you haven't shifted your identity, you're not gonna feel like you do. But the reality is, when you embody this state of being, you operate as a whole new person when you're out there. But the reality is, when you embody this whole new identity, you become a whole new person on and off the course. And you realize that the game is a reflection of who you are. And if you're choosing who you are intentionally, you can actually create the reality you desire. I am a huge believer in being identity focused rather than outcome focused, because by shifting your identity, you're gonna get the results you wanna see. I truly believe that in the next 90 days, you can embody a whole new person and actually cut your handicap in half if you combine all these three things into one. And it all works simultaneously. You gotta shift your identity, make sure you're practicing your process, but also training your swing. The process isn't gonna work as effectively if you don't train the swing. And the swing isn't gonna be trained if you didn't shift your identity. It's all connected. So that's a very simple way that you could cut your handicap in half in the next 90 days. Start training your swing effectively, 9 minutes a day, golf swing exercises. And by the way, if you don't know what to do, just click the link below, book a call with me. This is exactly what I walk my clients through on a daily basis to truly get them to the next level with their game. They train their body effectively. They practice the right process to be in a state that actually allows their body to effortlessly move. And then they embody the identity that's gonna take them to whole new unprecedented heights. So that's the formula that I've created for myself that's helped me become who I am today. It's what I do on a daily basis, and it's what I work with my clients on. So if you're ready to take your game to the next level, don't wait any longer. Click the link below. Let's get you started on a whole new path for your game. I guarantee you there's probably one or two things in this process that I just shared with you that you're not doing to the fullest, and you're leaving strokes on the table. It's time to cut all that stuff out, and in just 3 months, you will be a completely new golfer. There's some things that just work. Take it from a guy that's got experience playing competitive golf and is constantly thinking day in and day out, how do I get better? This is it. This is a process you can simply follow to get to that next level. So thank you guys for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay connected.